Greetings and salutations, humans. Welcome to the channel. This is your host, Putinbot. I want to thank you all for coming by and joining me today. Today, we're going to be doing a guide on a legendary champion that was released as a fragment collector last year. And the champion I'm talking to you all about is Ruel the Huntmaster. He is a Dark Elf legendary attack-based champion. And when I first pulled him, I built him out. I was incredibly unimpressed with him and promptly put him in the vault. After investing my hard-earned legendary books in him, I just assumed that he was a dud. And a lot of that had to do with his kit, and a lot of that had to do with my account development at the time. So let me explain to y'all what I'm talking about. If you have Ruel, I'm going to show you how you're able to get the most use out of him, okay? So first, let's take a look at the gear I've got him in. As y'all can see, I've got him in 3 pieces of Cruel. Show you his total stats. 195 speed, 97% crit rate. I'd prefer that to be 100%, but hey, if you work with what you got. Crit damage is also relatively low at 215%, but his attack is 5.8k, almost 5.9. So very high attack, decent crit damage. His accuracy is in the gutter, and I'm going to explain to you why that can be an issue depending on your account, and why it's no longer an issue for me, and why I'm able to now get some use out of this guy. Let's look at his skills. First, his aura. Increases ally crit rate in all battles by 20%. Decent aura. His A1 attacks one enemy. Has a 50% chance of placing the big version of decreased defense for 2 turns, and transfers a random debuff from this champion if the person he's hitting is under Hex. Decent, not horrible A1, not fantastic. Unleash the Hunt. This is his money ability. Attacks all enemies. Places an extra hit on enemies under a Hex debuff. Will ignore 25% of each target's defense if there are 4 or more enemies under Hex debuffs. So the more enemies that are under Hex, the harder he's going to hit. And now with the recent buff that Hex got, whenever enemies under Hex take bonus damage if their allies are hit, let's take a look and see how this scales. I think we're going to like it a lot. Stalk Prey. Places a 50% increased accuracy buff on allies for 2 turns, then places a Hex debuff on enemies for 2 turns, also places a perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns, and fills his champion's turn meter by 50%. So, whenever you're using him on auto, he always opens up with this move. The increased accuracy helps with that low accuracy stat that Ruel has. That's going to allow him to place Hex on enemies in your normal traditional dungeons. But it's nowhere near high enough for Doom Tower Hard. Fortunately, let me go over his passive real fast. Decreases the speed of enemies under Hex by 5%, and decreases the resistance of those enemies by 10%. Also increases the damage enemies under Hex receive by 10%, and decreases the value of heals they receive by 30%. These effects on stack, you have multiple rules on the same team. Okay, that's fine, whatever. The fact that I now have Mithrala makes it where Ruel is now viable. If you have Thea the Tomb Angel, she may also make him viable. I just recently pulled her this last CVC. I have zero intention of building her. She will be guarding the vault. She will be keeping the name Thea the Vault Angel, at least for me and my account and where I am in progression. Now, as y'all know, I do not have a seer. I'm looking for ways to speed up my runs and just utterly annihilate waves in Doom Tower Hard and in the level 25 dungeons. I can't one-shot them, I just have to kind of grind them down. Let's take a look and see if Ruel can help with that, with the way that I've got him built with Mithrala. Let's first hop over into Dragon 25. This is where I'm most interested in seeing how he helps with speed runs. Let's see here. Is this the team I want to use? It is not. So let's redo this a little bit. So we are going to go with Methrala in the lead. We're going to go with Yumiko to help us reset our cooldowns, get back to Ruel's A2 faster. Let's go with a good single target smack. We'll go with Cold Heart, and we will go with Blind Seer, just in case someone falls down. If you have Blind Seer, don't pay attention to Ash and the other big boy content creators. Blind Seer is a fantastic champion. I just recently pulled Duchess, very happy about that, but she's not booked out. So that's why I'm going with Blind Seer as opposed to Duchess on this particular run. So let's hop in here, let's see what happens. I'm going to slow this down. Here's the Hex. Remember, we need the Hex to get Ruel to be able to land his extra hit. Just going to A1, don't care. Now, as you can see, everyone is under Hex. We do not have a weaken. I probably actually should have brought in Lydia. Let's see what this does. No defense down, no weaken. Underwhelming. Underwhelming, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just go ahead and end this. We're going to redo it. So we do know that Ruel does need to have that win condition. So let's go back into Dragon 25. He cannot one-shot the waves. He is not a seer. We need defense down, we need weaken, and we need Hex. He needs a lot of setup. Let's go ahead and take you out, and let's go in with Lydia. I'm not going to use Thylesia because I'm using Yumiko's A2 to help us kill the dragon. Let's try this again. We're just going to save this. It's just A2, put up the shield. Decrease defense and weaken. Here's the Hex. Okay, Ruel. What can you do, buddy? Can you bring home the bacon? Smack. Yes. He did twice the damage, so yeah, that was impressive. So let's just go A1 again. He definitely cannot one-shot the waves, but he brought home the pain there. I'm impressed. Let's go ahead and A1 again. Let's go ahead and A2. Why not? Drop your turn meter. Let's check his A1. Attacks one enemy. Let's go ahead and hit this guy here. 56k nuke. I'll take it. Now he's petrified. It's going to be interesting to see what does his damage do with his A3 for enemies under petrification. This petrification reduces the amount of damage that you take. almost a waste. Let's go ahead and do it. Boom, boom. Yeah. Petrification really does limit the amount of damage that you're able to do, but it's a great debuff. All that being said, being able to reduce cooldowns, being able to do all these other things is pretty solid. Just go ahead and just kill this thing. And then we'll go to the next wave and we'll try it again. So I got defense down. Okay, so now here we go. Second wave. Of course, this is on auto, it'll be faster, but this way it's just easier to test it. Hex, shield, defense down and weaken. Here comes the Hex. So as y'all can see, we've got Ruel set up the best possible way that I'm able to. We got him with attack up. The enemy has a weaken. They have a defense down. And I screwed up. I thought that was going to be back. That's fine. We'll just reset it next turn with Yumiko. Okay, now here we go. Unleash the Hunt. We've got Hex. We've got Weaken. We've got defense down across the board. Bam. Bam. He's not one-shotting the waves, but folks, he is doing some work. He's doing some damage. Just go ahead and auto it and speed it up now. See, and he always goes with that A3, even if the A2 is available. So yes, I mean, he's doing decent. He's doing decent damage. Cannot complain. Okay, now he's slapping the dragon. They're going for the nuke. 84k slap. Now I realize this is a little bit of a longer run. I just really wanted to just do a deep dive in here with y'all and just test this. Also, I need to tinker with them a little bit more and see if the higher crit damage would be more beneficial than the higher attack. Basically, I think his attack might be too high. I guess is what I'm trying to get at here. Just going through, chunk, chunk, chunk. Yes, you got the double slap there. I do appreciate y'all hanging out here with me with this video. I realize it's a little bit of a longer one, but I really want to test this. I want to see how viable is he going to be, especially on the waves. Silas is the other champion that I use a whole lot with that has the Hex ability, and I use her primarily with Contra because of the debuff extend. But to get the most out of Ruel, you definitely need to have that weaken. Without the weaken, the damage just simply is not there. It's just not going to be viable. Fix that. Now let's go over Oh, Spirit Keep. No one really cares about Spirit Keep. Let's go into Fire Knight. So let's do this one. Once again, needs to be strong affinity. Excuse me. We'll do one other dungeon run after this. The arena, I can't see any reason why you'd ever run Ruel in the arena. He needs too much setup. He doesn't have any kind of CC. He doesn't bring anything to the table. Wham, wham. Okay, that was fast. See, if I had brought Yumiko here, we could reset and then go again. We brought Contra instead, which is fine. So there we go, we got the Hex. We got Thylesia also helping us out with Hex here. Wham, wham. The wave is gone, so 49 seconds in, we're to the boss. And now it's just a matter of just beating this thing down. 29k on the A1 with no defense down. It's pretty weak. 50k there. In my opinion, Ruel definitely is not going to be a boss killer. What he's going to bring, he's going to help you take out the waves. He's going to help you clear the waves out quick, which is exactly what it is that you're looking for. If you're trying to speed up your runs, if you have Ruel, just remember, if you don't have any other Hex champion, you have to build him with accuracy, and then you're going to be sacrificing attacking crit damage. Ideally, you want to have someone out there with a Hex that you're able to pair them with. That's going to be an affinity. That's going to be affinity friendly for what you're trying to do. $120k nuke. That was nice because, as you can see, Contra gave us a weaken and we got the defense down. And good game. I'm not going to show y'all Doom Tower hard room just because they take forever. So I guess we will go ahead and I'll give you my final thoughts here. I kind of already have, but I just kind of reinforce them. In my opinion, Ruel, if you pair him up with Mithrala, well, you saw for yourself in Dragon 25. He hits like a freaking truck. But he needs to set up. He needs to help to make it happen. He needs an attack up. The other thing that he needs to have is that he needs to have the Hex. It's best if someone else is placing it instead of him. That's really what you're looking for. Matter of fact, let's just go and do one more quick run. Let's go out of Fire. Let's go back into Fire Knight. We'll take Contra out. In all fairness, you probably are going to need Contra for the... Well, I don't know. Let's just try it. Let's see how this works. Put you in the lead. And what we're going to do, we're going to go with Sachi. Sachi's going to give us an attack up. Let's see how this works. Sachi will give us turn meter boost. She'll also give us an attack up. I think we'll be able to get through the shield with this. There's the Hex. We got the accuracy up buff from the A3. Wham wham. First wave is gone. Now we just gotta kind of get set back up again. Some defense down. There's our Hex. Wham, wham. Okay, so this time we're definitely to the boss a lot faster. We're 39 seconds in. So we got our hex up, we got the defense down, we have attack up, wham, wham, yeah. Okay, so this works. So for Ruel, you need the attack up. Non-negotiable, you gotta have it. You gotta have the defense down. That's gonna help you out a lot. Because in this case, for example, he's not ignoring defense, that he's the only enemy there that has a hex. So he's not ignoring that extra defense. So that's why this is what you're looking for with him. You need the attack up. If you have weakened, so much the better. Defense down on the boss is going to be a pretty mandatory thing. Yeah, I think he's viable now. I mean, you're seeing it right here. The proof's in the pudding. And no, I'm using Blind Seer. I mean, you could use an apothecary or someone else like that if you're not worried about someone falling over and dying. Yeah, it worked out good. 1.7 million damage. The run took 1 minute 47 seconds. Not bad at all. My best time on this dungeon is 1 minute 28. Pretty solid. Yeah. You need to attack up. You need a defense down. And on Doom Tower Hard, especially, you're going to need someone else to place that hex. Well, I guess we're going to end it here. It's nice for Ruel to have a use in the game now. Well, y'all, again, if y'all like this video, if you please do me a favor. If you give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. I really appreciate it. My channel is small. My goal is to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. And with y'all's help, we're going to be able to make it happen. For y'all, this is PutinBot. I will see y'all later, and I hope that y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.